All right. So wow, that took a lot of work there. There was a lot of problems going live tonight. Oh, I still am acting like I don't know what I'm doing. I That's what it feels like sometimes. I just don't know what I'm doing. I have a little bit of a cold. So not necessarily cold, but a uh, something that my voice is sort of a little yucky. So, what am I going to do? I'm going to tell everybody over on Facebook now to run back over to YouTube. I know I'm like a little bit late. Sorry about that. I'm not a big fan of being late. Prior to contrary to popular belief, I don't like it. So it is 7:10 almost. Let's get this party started. And okay, all right. So tonight I have these still. Okay, so tonight I never really know what I'm going to talk about before we get on here, except a few times. Siri's listening, and I'm going to tell you a story real quick about Siri. I was in a meeting, a pretty nice business meeting, and it was very professional. And then Siri sounded like all of a sudden picked up, I hear you're saying something, and then it said the most inappropriate thing. We were all women that were coming to a company that was all men. And it was, so I'm just going to tell you, if you're going into, I'm not even going to repeat what it said, but let me just tell you, probably the most inappropriate things that could possibly be said. So if you are in a business meeting, make sure that you turn off Hey Siri, okay? Or else it could really, really ruin your day. Okay, so I want to talk a little bit. Today is my father's death anniversary, and I want to talk a little bit about grief. How we decide to move forward with grief. It's we can either let it take us under, like the undertow. Has anybody ever out there been under? Actually, I was in the Pacific Ocean and got caught in one of those riptides, and I mean, I did not think I would make it, and I'm here today to talk about it. So it's like a riptide. Grief can take you out like that. And I've been getting messages from a lot of young gentlemen who have crossed to the other side, and are giving messages to their mothers. And I want to say this. Grief is an intense emotion that you must yield to. You must either feel it. I mean, it depends. We could talk Byron Katieing it out all the way if you want to sometime, but that's one-on-one. That's not a here thing. But grief has the ability to take you under, especially if you've lost your child. But I was just, I want to, Spirit is always here to help lift us up when we're not feeling like we're going to make it at all. So as much as it sounds like all of a sudden I get here and I'm like, blah, 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 blah. I don't really know what I'm saying. I just want to say this is, even if you cannot feel your child is with you. Absolutely. So your child never leaves you. When you lose a child, they're here to really help you, whether it be finding a medium that's in the area. It could be many, many different mediums, but being guided to a medium. It could be a book falling on you. It could be a book falling towards you. You walk by it in the the bookstore and it falls a little bit. It could be, there could be in many ways. It could be a friend calling you at the right time. It could be you jumping on a channel like this on YouTube and finding the right person who really speaks to what's going on to you. But what I have found, and it's really important for me to speak to this, because my experience is my experience. My experience, oh, do you see my nails purple? I got my hair. I'm pretty excited about that. So my experience is my experience, just as yours is yours. I would say that my experience is a little different, is that I have this gift to speak to people that have crossed over and help the people that are left here. So that being said, I want to describe our lives as actually, and I actually really struggle with this because in my life, it's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I can't use my gift for me. It's just the way it is. I wish it was something different, but it's just the way it is. I can only use my gift for other people. If I could use my gift for me, oh my goodness. If I could use my gift for me, what I'd probably be doing is I'd have an island, or I'd be on an island, or I would be taking my kids around the world, and I wouldn't be seeing you. I wouldn't do this. So Spirit knows to keep me going, we gotta keep this going. That's not true. I'd probably still do this, but it'd be much harder to get a hold of me, and it's already difficult. That being said, I have seen Spirit be in the room, putting people together with the messages of what we're supposed to be doing, feeling, being, hearing. You are loved. And how you decide to move forward from a passing, whether it be very close parents, it could be a sibling, a brother, a sister, it could be a child, it could be I guess it could be an animal, it could be a pet. You may not have kids at all. You may just have horses or dogs or cats. Those all matter. Your experience in this world matters. You take it, you expand it. And I am going to say I have spent the past 5, maybe 6 years being pretty angry with Spirit, pretty upset with how things were going, pretty annoyed. That's the best word. That is my best word to describe the past 5 years. So pretty annoyed with how things are going. Again, I can't use this for myself. So I'm realizing my own annoyance helped to keep making it annoyed. I hope that makes sense. But what you vibrate at is what is going to come to you. You are in way more control than what you have any clue that you are in control of. So what the heck does that mean? That means that you can manifest things. You can make it happen. Oh, Izzy, I know that's you, Tara. Thank you. So, and do you see, that's Tara. Do you see my purple Tara? I'm trying to take care of my hair so it's not stringy. I know you're watching. So anyway, sorry. I had to talk to my girl here. If anybody needs hair done in the Ann Arbor area, Salon Luminosity, Tara Santiago, sorry. Anyway, okay, so the past 5 years, super annoying, but I've also been vibrating that. It's things that have already been in place. So I will say things that have been happening for a long time. And I didn't plan for any of them. I also didn't ask for help. And it's sort of like I've jumped out of the airplane without a parachute. Well, you look at it that way, then it's going to be over soon. And then you can hit the ground running. So it may take a while for you to get out of the phase of being angry with Spirit or being disconnected. But I really want to encourage you that space is waiting for you at any time. Okay, so how about we get into this? I need to talk about a young male who's passed. I feel like young men seem to really like hanging out with me. I don't know what that's about. So I need to put that in a potion or something and sell it. So I want to talk about the young male. This is a teenager. I want to put in between like 13 to 16 because you know what? He has super smelly feet. I was in my van. We're driving my kids home, and I literally had to ask them, "Did anybody take off your shoes? Because this is ridiculous. This smells so bad in here." Actually, I'm going to go down to 12 even. I feel like this also is a very tragic passing. I feel like there's a couple that just stepped forward. I have one that feels like it was a hit and run, and then I have one that feels like it was cancer stepping forward. The cancer one is it's a J name, John or James. That's what I'm hearing, Jay. So I'm connecting with that energy of Jay. And I also, I feel like either Pat, he just flipped the calendar to May. So, okay, so it looks like around May 12th. So I'm not sure if that's when they passed or if that's when they were born. So that is what's coming through for him. It feels like there was a blood cancer that went into remission and then came back pretty strongly. They're so I just heard the name Jane. So I think this is a mother also with a Jane name. I mean, this is like crazy. I don't even remember his name. They're like falling out of my head. But I feel like there's they're showing me on the mom, they're showing me lots of like dark patches where there's like real dark patches of holding on to negative energy. So so sometimes I'm always having this conversation. It's almost like they're also talking about like their hands. I think their hands are like arthritic. There feels like there are arthritis moving through their hands or very swollen. Okay. I wanted to let you know when I see it. So I want to let you know one of the things that I'm seeing is a grandmother stepping forward, and she's with him. So it's important when I see her. She's a bit taller. I mean, she's taller than me. I'm like what 5'5", and she feels like she's in the 5, 8, 9 category. She is there. I also want to let you know. I don't know if you're trying. I'm supposed to tell you she has the baby, so that's important to let you know. Okay, so again, this young male that I feel like this was a hit and run, that he was like on either like something 2 wheels, so either a bike or had a bike and on a moped, something kind of crazy that. So it just feels like there's still someone connecting. I feel like he was with someone, he was with his friend. The friend is having a hard time. I'm like, what's up with these J names? Feels like another J name that I'm feeling here. I do feel like this. I feel like okay, so I feel lots of things. That's what happens. I feel lots of things. So when I'm over here, the message is for the friend. There's a lot of guilt wrapped up in this, a lot of like pain wrapped up in this. And what he's trying to make me say is it's full circle. And there's I guess I don't know the name of the person who's here. I feel like it might start with a B, a Brian, Brad, something. And what he's making me feel is that this one, that there's going to be like there's sports involved here. So I feel like with the sport is, I don't know, it's like soccer. I don't know if he plays like soccer now in an adult league, but I just want to let you know that there's going to be, the soccer is going to, it's going to be important that he's out there playing with you. Okay. So, all right. It's nice because I can feel the energy and shift when it comes to when my dad is here. So I feel that energy. Like I said, it doesn't help me in my they help me in my work. They don't help. It's not something that I've been used to ever asking spirit for help. So if you have people who are on the other side, I want to really urge you to ask your people for help. They're here to help you. They want to help you because sometimes we can get really into the mire that life is really tough and difficult, and we get caught up. I'm trying to make sure that I have all the stinky feet taken care of first because they were showing up in my car. Okay, so I think I do. It's interesting. So I have another father who's stepping forward. I feel like I passed older. I want to say 83. He's showing me the number 83. I also feel like the calendar is flipping. I don't know if it's between June and July. That's where I'm seeing like either the end of June, beginning of July. I feel that he was gone I feel like it was a slower passing. And he was in the military. He just showed me a salute, and he's thanking everybody out there. That's nice. I've not had that happen before, but he's thanking everybody out there that have served. So am I. Okay, so he's making me feel like he couldn't say goodbye when before he passed, and keeps showing me his throat. I don't know if he was also, gosh, just like heavy. So I feel like it was a pretty drugged state. And even though his spirit wanted to say goodbye, I'm not feeling that spirit being able to say goodbye. So I just saw him with two women. He just has his arm like around two women. I also see like I don't know if he either made like the best chicken dish, but it makes me feel like he's cooking a chicken dish, and it's like family. Okay, so this is a very specific message for somebody. I do not know if you're watching right now, because so I've changed Mediumship Monday. Oh, my hair's looking stringy, Tara. I've changed Mediumship Monday to just be to just do readings for the most part. I know I got a little bit into some spiritual stuff, but I just want to do it for readings. So I'm seeing somebody, literally what I'm seeing is what I'm hearing is Michael Jackson's "Move On Down the Road" when he does the what is the name of that movie? Wizard of Oz, but they don't call it the Wizard of Oz. It's called something else, a different name. So I feel like there is someone in an abusive relationship here right now listening. I guess you're either going to listen to this now or you'll listen to it later. And that's something I need to actually say before I say this, because it's really important. Because it doesn't matter what time you see this or what time, if it's, sorry, I just want to it doesn't matter if you're watching this now or if you are watching it down the road. If this message is for you, the whiz, there we go, that's right. The message is for you, you're going to feel it in your soul, and you're going to get like, this is for me. But I'm feeling like I'm feeling like an abusive relationship, and you're actually being pushed by spirit to move on down the road, but with a singing tune, because this is like the really big thing here. It's not your fault. Ugh. It's not your fault it didn't work out. It's not like, it really does take work to be in a relationship. Both sides have got to want to do it. If both sides aren't doing it, then it's never going to work. Okay, I don't want to get on my like soapbox again, because it can happen. It's really fast. But I feel there's got to be like a pep in your step. There's an abusive relationship, and what it feels like, it's actually more like a gaslighting relationship where you're being you're being made to feel like you're crazy. We can do that to each other on this earth. We have free will. Everybody can do free will. So everybody has it. Everybody expresses it. And everybody utilizes it in a different way, unfortunately. Some for the positive side, some for the negative side. But I want to you to I just want to pull that in. Like, okay, sorry. I have to get on the soapbox for a minute. Okay. So, because I did say positive and negative, that's our constructs about how we've made up the world, right? I think that like if we were all born in North Korea, we would all think North Korea is the best thing in the whole entire world. We would totally be behind that. If we were told science was spelled SIC instead of SCI, we would believe it. And we would think there was a right and a wrong way. We would think that's the only way, and that's the only way. And you're right and you're wrong. And anything in between is just ridiculous. So I want to encourage you to begin to loosen up what your barriers to life truly are. Is it if somebody only acts this way, then they're okay? If somebody only acts that way, then they're okay? I want you to kind of allow everything Because when you allow everything, it's because you've loved yourself. Now, I know I see you, somebody asking for their, I hope your dad comes through. I don't know if you were on here earlier, but my dad did come through here. It's funny. Was your dad always late to everything? I'm getting like a pain on the side of my head. So I'm feeling like either he has migraines or there was a stroke that happened, because this is where things can happen. I also feel he feels like a larger man as well. I'm feeling like he was, I don't know if you're still there. So if you're not, hopefully you'll see this later. That I'm feeling like it's kind of a larger man. My dad was 6'1", and he's making me feel he was around that, maybe even taller, but I see curly hair. Like I see curly hair and lots of it. So, okay. I'm getting all distracted. I'm going to guess he was probably a neat freak and was like really dressed, because I felt like I had to get dressed a little bit tonight. So, and he just showed me his hands. So I don't know what that means, but understand that when I do readings, I only get bits and pieces of it, and it's a conversation. They tell me that, I deliver it, and you put it together in your life. Do you have control over a reading? Mm-mm. Do I have control over a reading? Nope. I am never in control of what comes through, how it comes through, and who it is who comes through. I could have a friend's dog come through. I could have a friend's horse come through. I could have your horse come through. I could have 1.5 million things happen, but I'm never in control of who it does. So to the people who are wanting readings, definitely check back here every Monday, because I do Mediumship Monday. I always do I always do readings now. I try not to talk too much, because it takes up a lot of time. The next thing is I'm doing a energy workshop on November 25th. So November 25th, I'm going to do an energy psychic workshop, how to work on your clairs. We're going to start at 9 and go until 4, and we are going to be hitting topics. It's going to be a very big, fast, fun day. If you're looking for a session with me, you can get to my website at JANICOOKE.com. You'll find me how to get to me there. You can also, I think you can message me here. I have no idea, probably. So I want to thank you so much for coming on here tonight. I really appreciate the time you spend here every Monday and in between the Mondays. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And see light, be light. Look to the higher vibrations, because where your eyes go, you will go. All right? Ciao. Bye.